Hello. Look like I got like little tiny mirrors on my cheeks. Welcome everybody. Whew. Happy August. Rabbit. It is Lammas Day. It is the first harvest day celebration on bringing in that first harvest, that beautiful energy of Lammas. And Lammas is a very ancient celebration that we've had, and it is about bringing in. It was also known as the wheat harvest. We have a moon in Virgo, so she is that of bringing in the harvest, bringing in the wheat, and that it's a holiday encourages celebration and mass gatherings, and bringing in those gatherings. So we have, with Lammas, is like with this celebration, when you see it, it is bringing in so much renewal, so much newness, the harvest, it's, when you're going out and gathering the berries and you're picking the fruit, and it's time to, for many of you, you've already started, but it could be a time for canning and freezing and the whole bit. So this is like, we're coming into a very busy time of year for this, and with the gathering of abundance. So beautiful energy with all of this. Few things we the energies in the sky. Wow. This is where it is the road of least resistance. Crazy. It's a crazy energy. There's a lot of transiting energy and breaking out. Or, this is taking huge action. And in some of my downloads that I've been receiving, and even this morning in my meditation, like I could feel like there is this, how like a glitch coming in, and a part of me is still in the reality of the world, of this world, but there's another part of me that is not. And so the timelines, there's huge actions with the timelines and directions that are coming in, and it's changing, and these connections with people and who I need to connect with. This is where it's this energy is coming in, where many people are going to stay where they're going to stay. And that's going to be okay. And there are some that we have moved into this new energy, and breaking away that that aren't aligned anymore. And this is where I feel this. I know it sounds so crazy, where we're headed to. That there is this new energy that's coming in, or this energy is already here, and what isn't aligned to us. There's this finger of God, the Yod, with Mercury. So communicating with the outer realms, communicating, because the Yod is with Pluto and Uranus. And this is this energy for, to better in our life and the people that are aligned. And I'm going to go back to 2017, 2018, and we're, going over to the other side, telling people it's time to jump over to the other side. What side of the river do you want to be on? What side of the bank do you want to be on? And now it's like there is the division. The ones who are on this new earth or this new timeline, they're there. And you can feel it. The ones that are not. And this doesn't matter if you're elixir or not elixir, because some have been elixir, some haven't been elixir. This is where this alignment's coming in, and this Venus energy wants us to have the harmony and the peace relationships, even though it's squared to Chiron, which is making it very hard to heal any of the old relationships or anything there. But here it is that we don't So not that we don't need to, but it's maybe our old selves do, but it's where we need to step away from it. There's vibrational energy that's there and purging out the fears. There's so much that wants to keep us into the guilt and keep us into the fear. And that guilt and the fear is where there's that's where like the darkness is. It wants to keep us into that. Ooh, be scared of this, be fearful of that, or be fearful of that person. I watched a show the other day, and he went to Moldova, and the worst place to go on earth, and Moldova came up, and he went, and I mean, this is like all the fear that was put out about this place. It's so fearful. You go there, it's horrible. The connections he made with people, the connections he made with others was just transformational. And that's the whole thing, is that this energy is coming in. It's like stepping out of that and stepping into this is where I want to create. I want to create into this light of harmony, and I want to create into this light of a community. And there's going to be people, many, that you can't save. You can't convince them any differently. You can't focus on that old that realm. It's where this newness is coming in, and it has brought us to a place where people are showing up in our world. Like, there's gauges on how we feel, and clearing things out. There's a purging out of our fears and our, and going into our vibrational energies and our alignments, and having that courage, this beautiful energy of Leo's having that courage and saying, yeah, no, I'm stepping into this new, this is, I'm in the new timeline. I'm in this new energy form. And even though there are people who aren't there yet, there's a part of me that is there for them. Like I'm just there. But my true self is creating something totally different. And this is where to take some wild action, and within that courage, and do you want to sit in this deflating energy? And Uranus comes in, and we may feel we don't know, but Mars in the North Node, this faded energy, is saying, yeah, you know where you need to go. You know what you need to be doing. And coming into this beautiful, new, creative, harmonious energy. And this is the area where you're going to be creating with people. This is the place where you're going to be aligning with people. And I know for myself, it's like, you're going to have ones who are coming in, and they're the commanders. They're the ones who are sort of running the helm. And there's ones like me where I'm more coming in as a spiritual guide, a spiritual attunement person, and coming in to help people to attune to that spiritual energy. And sometimes it's like, the people that want to come in and attune to the spiritual energy, some will be like, yeah, I get it and I'm into it. Other people are going to be very not wanting it, not feeling aligned with it, very angry and frustrated with me. And that's fine. That's not, they aren't the ones I'm going to have to chase or have to persuade over here. This is where it's like, no, I'm here within this energy. And this is where to take this action to create it. And with this finger of God, this is sitting exact with, and then Venus coming in. It's sort of this weirdness because she's in charge of that North Node because it's in Taurus. Like, she rules that energy of that awareness, the depth of communicating with our hearts. We're communicating in a new way. We're coming in with this new light form of energetic being. And it is light. It is not heavy. And the values and the nutrients that we are receiving, and we can't afford to be afraid or to speak what it is that we truly know and what we need to speak with from the heart and coming into that energy. Many of us have been working at this. Some of you, of rising or working within the heart energy. Many of you have been working with this energy for a long time. And it's like, okay, I'm over here. In this world that God created, there's energy that has come in to entrap people. And I feel, and I just, heard somebody else confirm this to me, that I feel that, when CERN was turned on, I feel like that was turned on to trap people into that reality. And many of us have sort of like stepped out of it. It's like, yeah, I'm not in that. I'm over here within this light, into this new harmonious energy that wants to create the communities and the harmony and the peace. And we're going to be doing this together. Others may show up, but it's not for us to go and gather them. It's not for us to go and get them. It's not for us to go and align with them. Now, not everybody's going to receive this message, and I know that, because not everybody's aligned with this energy at this time. Not everybody is within this energy. So, many people are going to walk away, or they're going to be frustrated with it. And it's very important that we understand that it's okay. There's no judgment with where anybody is. Just some have come forward within the mission of this world to say, okay, we're setting up the headquarters, we're setting up this area in order for when people come forward, and we're able to kind of jump back in or be there with others at times, but not fully within the connection of that realm. And that's because we don't, one, you don't want to be trapped. We don't really want to go back into it, but it's just, with the people that are there, and we still sort of have a role to play in that. But there's a part, or there's this energy of us that has moved out of it, and this is so hard to explain. It's one of my crazy downloads, that we're in this crystal, like this light, this beautiful nuances of light. And you can't convince somebody otherwise. You can't convince somebody any differently with this energy that's come in. Those that are going to be staying in that timeline, that's part of their mission of what they have to do. Others of us who have jumped out into this new realm are going to be creating very new ways of living life, new ways of connecting with one another. And it's not for us to be angry at others. It's not for us to get angry or upset because some people are following the narrative or feeling scared or guilty. It's not for us to, because that's the form of, and they use the word lockdown. So that's the form of a new lockdown that's coming in and wanting to hold people within their holding pattern and their old way. So this energy is really having us tap into our truth and our feelings and into our emotions and understanding more of our life and our direction and following that energy, following that direction, that intuition, that those energies. And with the Pluto and Neptune, this is not, this is deep, intuitive knowing that is reciprocal on the other end. This is deepness. This is not, I'm going to say psycho or psychotic energy that's coming in. This is very deep knowingness very ancient in many ways. So it's very, we're going back to like the Mayans and the Egyptians who had this knowing. They had this tapped in energy of knowingness. And with the North Node, this is the karmic action and the karmic lines that we have chose. And we close up this paradigm. And in closing up that paradigm, we have now relinquished it, and we're stepping into this new harmonious alignment and energy that's coming in. And unplugging, and systems are unplugging, and aware we are unplugging. Like there's part of, like, the darkness knows that many of us are unplugged. Like, we're not a part of this. We're coming into this newness. We're coming into this harmonious energy of creating, and we're not coming into that fear and that despair energy. And this is where your whole reason to be here, and this isn't expected, to be in this place and not on that timeline, but it's deprogramming from this timeline, and we are appearing in this, and we're feeling this newness and this resurgence of this is where we need to be. And it's not for us to fix or save or try and gather others to come, because not everybody's, if they're not meant to come, they're not coming. Those that need to be rescued, there will be like a collective, or there will be an energy of all to come in to gather that person out. Not just one person. So this morning when I did a collective energy for the world, and we were all in like this tubular energy, this tubular like kind of space suits, and we're surrounded by royal blue and rose color, the rose color bringing in the unconditional love. And I felt like I was, like, usually in some of this, like, I feel like I'm all connected. This one, even though that we were in the circle of white light, I feel like I was there, but not fully a part of what they're doing. I was a separate entity of it and surrounded by separate light, and sending this harmonious light, sending that, yes, okay, you are still loved, you are still cared for, it is there, you're just on a different journey. And this is where, for allowing us to shift, and it's a big shift, and we're going to be feeling these shifts and these movements over the next several weeks, and all the way up to the eclipses in November. And I feel like for many, like if anybody's ever studied anything to do with walk-ins, that the energies of the walk-ins, a lot of them are walking out, a lot of them are leaving. And when tapped into the collective that have the walking out, this is going to be weird. And this is where we can be in multiple timelines, all, but that CERN that was turned on about a month ago, it's closing the loop. That's why it was turned on. And it's closing a loop to keep people confined in, to capture people into a certain timeline. And in understanding, that's why I was like, people contacted me about CERN and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not concerned about CERN. It's like, let it go, let it do what it's going to do. It's not going to affect me. And I knew that internally. I just knew that I'm not worried about it. Many are like, oh, it's going to suck us into a black hole, it's going to do that, and I'm just like, it's not going to. I just kept on getting from my guides, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect many people that are in this new energy. And the time running out, but this not to have fear, to create in a different way. And that's where this energy is coming in. We're creating in a different way. We're creating in new ways for healing. We're creating in new ways of growing crops. We're creating in new types of food sources coming in that the earth will be providing. And this is bringing in where it's like we knew that this was going to be here for us, and it's us tapping into and it's not the Akashic records. It's not the Akashic records. It's tapping into this energy that has this information, but I don't call it the Akashic records. It's almost like we're tapping into a storage unit that we have, but it's not the Akashic records. And in there it has where, information on our mission. And this is realizing while we go through this, and all integration, it's closing other timelines that are artificial, altering the energy and the feeling, and it might be feeling weird. And the connection with others that get that we connect with. There's going to be people that you just know. Like it's just going to be this connection that's going to be coming in. And it's where it goes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it goes. But we've gone through the birthing. We've gone through all of this. Like, for the longest time, we kept on saying, you're going through the birthing, you're crowning. The birthing, I feel like we're coming through. We've come through, and we're into the other side. And this is, where we have our suitcases that we're going in, that there's this pulling that we're pulling out stuff, and some of it's going to be weird. Some of it's going to feel weird. It's going to be feeling out of sorts, but we're getting our bearings and finding this new energy that's happening here. And many will be talking about it. I don't think you're going to be hearing about it. I think there's many who have tried, many spiritual people have tried, or some have come and said that they're the light and have been talking and trying to, but they're not. And it's interesting that I came across more information of people who are the spiritual ones, or the so-called spiritual ones, and they're totally working for the dark. They're totally working for the dark. And it was just like, wow. It's the reason why I had a weird feeling about them. There's a weird feeling I didn't really align with them. Some are they come out and you're just like, wow, I really, liked you, but they've done something, or you found out about something and it's the truth, and it's such harsh truth that you're just like, oh, wow, you're so good at working for the dark. And here, as we come into this faded energy, looking forward at it, the dark's going to try and bring in fishing lures and try and lure us to come back in, in different ways. But our body, it's not, this vibration, it's not for us to go into the guilt and the shame that they want to throw on us. This is where we come back, that's coming back into that false reality, that falsehood. We have to come to all that is fake, and then there's going to be huge exposures on this. For all that seemed to come in with the light, and it's still, some people are they're going to follow it. They're not going to be persuaded, and for whatever means it is. And this is where it's like, okay, you got to come back into that emotional self, which is you, because there is such great healing and light and love and connection that's coming in, and that's what we have to tune into so much that isn't there, that it just isn't. And I feel, again, there's some kind of full lockdown that they want to lock us down in some way. And it's more of a spiritual one. are bringing in a spiritual kind of clamp on things because they don't want the growth. They don't want the word to be spread. They don't. And it's funny because I got the good word being spread the good word, spread the love, spread that energy, and this is coming in such a new way and a new connection that allows for the individuality of people within this connection, for that individuality and that uniqueness of each person to be able to shine and not to become the clones and be mastered over by the evil ones. And that's the other part. It is to be mastered over. And many will fall into being mastered over. And this is where others were saying, no, we don't want to be mastered over. We are over here. We're going to do our thing. We're going to have our connections, and we're going to be with the people that align with us. And that's where the new connections will be coming in. The dark knows who we are, but they can't harm us. And that's where that royal blue light came in, because that is soul protection, and it brought me back to the Mother Mary, and her protection is that of blue, that royal blue, the blue color, and nothing can harm her. No evil can touch her. And that's the energy that is swamping around many of us, is this beautiful blue color that, along with the violet rays coming up through our feet, with the cascading of unconditional love of the rose, and bringing that connection into this new realm, this new energy of the timeline. Dolores Cannon talked about it. The Mayans have talked about it. And now it's to live it. The thing is, you can't get angry at people who don't want to follow it, that don't understand it. It's okay. It's okay that they don't. It's okay that they're not in that alignment with it. It's where the changes that are happening within our body and within this matrix of our new selves is going to be phenomenal for many people. And they're going to feel it. They're going to feel the changes and transitions within their body. And as I said before, many of you aren't going to be able to eat meat again. It doesn't matter. You might love meat right now, and I'm not talking about, what the evil ones are saying to persuade you to eat differently. This is a new way of coming into the harmony of working with the harmonious energies of the earth, and finding new substances for nourishment for our body, where we don't have to go through a whole process of slaughtering an animal. That we're going to come into new processes of wow, I can get the full substance of working and creating with this Mother Earth in the right ways. This isn't being angry at the ones who've fallen to the ways of and serving the power. Like, it's not to be angry at them. I mean, they had to do what they did. That was all part of the process. But there is this new energy that's coming in, that there's going to be a new healing with this earth. And this is where the energies of Pele's mother coming in. She is the new earth. She grows new earth. New things grow from her all the time. And that's why I see new life systems and new ways of supporting this new world. And in supporting this new world and supporting this energetic way is not getting caught up into the agendas of the mundane, of that old world, where many will be locked in, and there will be a part of us that is there for them. And I'm going to call it, maybe it's our avatar, maybe it's our, that energy just for, they said shits and giggles, just so the people know that, okay, that person's still here with us, but it's not, you're continuing on your, it's like here, we'll give you this, but I'm gone on to my new world, my new life. And that's especially, that's where all of this energy is coming in with. And with this, the Neptune and North Node Mars conjunction is getting us to realize, you know what, we got to think outside the box. I mean, many of my readings, it's just like, hey, I don't know how many readings I just get. Have you been able to eat meat? No, I haven't been able to diet. It's been bothering my stomach. And I've had so many clients come in and I'm saying like, no, you got to think outside the box. That old paradigm's not working anymore. But it's coming into the newness. It's like it's their choice. I can't persuade them to make it, but to let them know that old way of working and doing, it's not going to be any longer. Yes, there's a part of us that is still here and within that energy source, but there's, and I could feel it, within my meditations this morning, and even in my shower, it was like, stepping out, and I'm stepping out into my new timeline. I'm stepping out into my new world of how I want things to be created. It's not the same. And if somebody is not in that alignment, it's funny because I've been doing this for quite some time, that's fine. It's fine. Right? And it is freeing, it is fulfilling, and it is totally exciting. And I know this might sound weird to many of you, but there is this new light changing, and you're going to feel it. For those who get this message, you're going to be in, with your family, and you're just like, whoa, I'm not really here. This is just, it's kind of like a hologram of me, just being here just to hold space for them. And I have to go off. I can't be a part of that. I can't be a part of that world anymore. And it's going to get people moving into different directions. And I just feel the harmonious energy coming in, and this light coming in, creating. I keep on seeing new vegetation, new forms of nutrients and foods coming in, new medical systems. And it's not going to be like it's 20 years from now. This is coming in rapidly within the next few years, or even, sooner, within the next year. But it's the thing is, some of this is not going to be known to many because they're still stuck in the old paradigm. They're not going to know of it, or they're going to be, oh, that's stupid, or whatever. And this is where, no, this is bringing in the sunshine, the nutrients, and what I need to live. And I don't need as much as I used to need. So, people consuming less, a lot. Consumerism is like that consuming energy is dead. This is us being that creators and the co-creators, and creating the nutrients, creating that, and being able to absorb this new energy and these new substances with grace and ease, and with more enlightenment into our lives. And with many others, moving into that paradigm that no longer serves us. And that's where we're moving towards. That's, between now and the eclipses in November, and with Mars retrograding on Halloween, we're entering into something so transformational and so magical. It's the dark doesn't want us to be there, and it wants us to come back into the false reality. All that is fake is like there's total exposure to it. I mean, it's being exposed all over the place, and part of that exposure is going to shock people because they're not going to like it, because it's breaking down what they believed and what they thought. But I'm finding it's like, it's okay that it's breaking away. It's okay that it's not a part of our reality anymore. It's okay that we're moving in. And that yod being so strong for the next 48 hours is, and I have like 3 yods, I think 2 or 3 yods in my, so I know when a yod comes in, the yod is the direction, is the finger of God. This is where you need to be going, right? and it's hitting the outer planets. So it's hitting our subconscious. It's hitting, the Pluto and the Neptune, so our dream world, and what we need to create in the substances of our death and rebirth, and how we communicate that not only to ourselves but to the world around us and to the collective. And it hits that collective, because it hits, it hits the Aquarius energy. And the Aquarius energy is the collective. So how are we coming into the outer reaches of the collective, into the new realms of reality, and into the new realms of such magic and beauty? It's there. And we're coming forth with this. And I'm quite excited. I've said this before to many people. I'm quite excited about this new energy. I'm quite excited about this new forms of reality that are coming in. And it's up to us to step into it and embrace it and take it on. And not to be afraid, and not to go into the guilt or the shame and blame with it all. And what really was so profound for me, that they showed me that, even though that some got the shot, that the shot was actually part of their awakening, part of their whoa, what the fuck am I doing to my body? This is not what I want. This is not where I'm going. And it was such an awakening for them. And that this is also part where, with the dark energies that are to force things on, that they're going to find that a lot of people are like, nah, I ain't, no, this is not the world I want to live in. This is not what I am going to bow down to. And that's part of that too. So there is this awakening within it all as well, right? And the first ones, coming in were the ones sort of holding space for the next ones to come in. And these next ones are going to be holding space for the others. As we, who need to be rescued, we will come in to rescue you together. That's where these global meditations come in. And connecting within a global meditation or group meditations, because it's coming in and clearing so much for them. And I feel like the karma part, this is a new identity, a new start, a new realm. Stepping away and knowing that I can clear this. I don't have to accept all of this old karma, all of this old debt, because that is part of that old 3D realm. I bless it. I thank it for all it's done. And I move forward into the new realm, into this new light. And it sounds crazy. It sounds, oh my God, she's taken some crazy drug. Haven't done that yet. But this is coming, this is allowing us to connect in so many new ways. And I feel it's rapidly transforming. Many are already doing it. It's a lot of telepathy energy coming in. Many are already connecting on that level already. And it's pretty cool. And this is also preparing, when this goes down, say the internet goes down, it won't affect a whole group. It won't affect, so many people, because it's well, I can still connect or tap in to streams of energy, because that's what it is, with others that are tapped into, and get my message out, or get that connection going. And be able to say, oh, okay, I'm supposed to, and that knowingness, oh, I have to go to such and such a place. And sometimes you're like, I don't know why I'm going there, but there you meet a group of people that are working on the same thing you are. And you're like, holy shit, it's like, if anybody knows about, in Scotland, Fintry, I think it's Fintry. And, when they got there, nothing could grow. Nothing could grow. Yet They knew that this is where we were sent here to grow things. We were sent here to show people things. And this was, several, like over, what is it, 50 plus years ago that they did this. And, setting up this community to live in harmony with the landscape. And it was in Scotland, like such harsh area and weather to grow things that you wouldn't even think grows. There's a place in England that they don't even know why these tropical plants grow. It's like this little utopia of this place, and it's this little like rainforest, and they get tropical plants and that grow there, and some of them are healing ones, and they're like, it's England. Like, we don't get tropical weather. But within this one area, and it's like, and when you go in deep, it's part of the ley lines, part of this energetic field that's rising up, that's really getting people to awaken to this all, even more so, and bringing in this new healings and this, and we're going to be seeing more of it around the world, more of these places connecting, and people creating spots. And as we create more of these spots, it's just going to bring in the new world. And those that are around us that are in fear and dismay and want to stay in that warring energy, that's where they stay. Right? That's where they stay. So it's a new world, people. It's a new world, and we're stepping all into it. Well, not all of us, but many who get this message will be. They will be the ones stepping into it. Others, they'll probably turn me off. 5 minutes in, they'll say, oh my God, Mama's batshit fucking crazy. That's fine. But just knowing your truth. So, have a blessed one, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And create that beautiful realm of yours. Stay in your love, stay in that emotional, follow your intuition and that knowingness. Know that, and take a moment, because there's information in your spiritual locker, your spiritual storage system, because that's where I went in, and I, some came out that they, the big line was, I'm a commander. For some, I'm not a commander. I know that. That's not my job. To be the commander, the person at the helm. I've come in to be that spiritual guidance and leader, and that person to come in to teach others with the spirituality in the new world. That was my message. So, which is fine. I'm like, woohoo! I'm not flying the ships. I'm holding down the chapel. That's where I'll be. I'll be in the chapel, baby. So come on into my chapel, and we're going to create some really beautiful spiritual energy there. All right. So have a blessed one, and may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all that you say, and all that you be, and all you do. Blessed be, everyone. Bye-bye.